Oops, I forgot my mic. Hi, welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing another tag. I was tagged by the creator, TehBuggy, and this will be the AuthorTube Pick Me Up tag. Well, question number one, talk about friends you've made through writing. So, there are a lot. Friends that I've made through college, friends that I've made through AuthorTube, and friends that I've made through the writing community on Twitter. Let's see. Alright, in the last tag video I talked about my friend Elizabeth, and this one I want to talk about my friend Rachel, who I also met through college, and the three of us, we still semi-regularly hang out. I mean, all three of us have, different schedules, so we can't get together as often as we would like. But when we do, it is always fun. And it is not always writing related. But when we met, I was still very much trying to write Gothic literature. I was still very much into reading the works of Edgar Allan Poe and channeling him when I was writing, but that's just not something that came naturally to me. And I know writing with any art, there's not really, it doesn't matter what does or doesn't come naturally to you. What matters is that you practice. But I don't know, it's just, whenever I would read Rachel's writing, it's just like she was born to write Gothic literature or American Gothic. It's just, I would read it and I was like, yes, this is it. This is perfect. Like the imagery, and that was something that I initially thought that's something I thought I could aspire to, but then I thought, no, that's her style, that's her writing, and I need to do my own thing. But throughout the years, she has helped me a lot with beta reading, critiquing, workshopping. Sometimes I'll send her part of what I'm working on and I'm like, okay, what do you think of this? And she always gives me super helpful feedback. And so, yeah, my two closest writing friends that I've met in real life are Elizabeth and Rachel, and I'm very, very thankful that I met them in undergrad. Number two, what's the nicest compliment you've ever received about your writing? There are a lot I can think of, but I guess one that really jumps out to me was this past fall, late fall, I was thinking about trying for my MFA. And I don't think my writing is ready yet, but when I was thinking about it, I emailed 3 of my former professors, and one of them got back to me. And I know how busy professors are, especially one of them. I don't know if he has tenure yet, but when I was in school, he had to be protective of his time because he was, going for tenure. And I mean, professors in general are busy, I know, because I am one. But so when I sent them, one of my short stories, it was one of my literary short stories. I said, even if you just read the first 5 pages and let me know what you think, give me your honest opinion if you think I'm ready for an MFA program. And the one professor that got back to me, he read the whole thing, and he said that my writing has improved a lot. Like there's definitely a lot of good things, a lot of good imagery, good interaction between the sisters, the two sisters in my story. And it was really, really validating. I mean, of course he gave me like a full critique, so not everything was like positive, but just the whole thing, like he gave me really constructive criticism, and he really didn't have to. And the fact that he took the time to like give me such full feedback really meant a lot to me. And he gave me some suggestions on, how to go about, improving my work for when I eventually do apply to MFA programs. And I just remember being really, really happy because I thought, okay, yes, my literary writing has greatly improved. He told me that it's perhaps good enough to try to get into somewhere like Bowling Green's MFA program, or maybe Virginia Tech's MFA program. So still somewhere in the top 50 schools in the country, but lower in the top 50. And I want to aim higher than that, so I'm going to try to prepare my writing a little bit more before I try. Next one is difficult because it is, what is your favorite AuthorTube video that you've made? I've thought about this because I have a series on world building called World Building 101 that was really fun to make. And I also made a video on how to write people of color. And I am pretty sure that's my most popular video. I think that's the one that has been the most helpful to people. I saw a need for it on Twitter. I wrote about it. I wrote that I was thinking about making that video, and a lot of people were like, yes, oh my god, yes, please. Because there were some people who were like, well, if I can't describe Black people using chocolate, what else do I call them? Well, I have some ideas. Or like someone said, well, if I can't describe Asian eyes as almond eyes, or if I can't just say Asian eyes, what do I say? Well, there are many different kinds of Asian type eyes. So I made a video and it was fun to make. It was a lot to edit, but a lot of people really thanked me for making it because it really helped them out, and it made me feel good that I could make something so helpful. Is, when or why did you fall in love with writing? And for me, I mean, I was very, very young. I was a small child. But I guess the first time, I don't know, I can't remember. There was the first time I actually typed one of my stories when I was in 3rd grade. There was that time I wrote a vampire story. My cousin was writing a romance, and so this was back when we were talking on the phone all the time. So I would read her part of, the new parts that I wrote for my vampire story, and she would read to me the new parts that I read from her romance story. Or sometimes we would switch them back and forth. We both wrote them on notebook paper. But I guess what solidified it for me was the first time I did National Novel Writing Month. I was 15, so the year would have been, let me do some math, 2008? I want to say 2008. Yeah, that's when I finished my first manuscript, the one I had a drunk reading, the one that I did my drunk reading on. That was it. That was, I guess, that's what solidified me wanting to write for the rest of my life. There was a time when I thought I would do manga, but I mean, that's still a form of writing because I wanted to write the story and draw the pictures. So, yeah. Number 5 was your favorite thing you've ever written. Boop. But outside of that, I would have to say Bastian Falco because I had so much fun writing that story. I was writing a horror story before, This was when I was taking my novel writing class in undergrad, and I said to my professor, hey, this was at the very beginning of the semester, and I said, hey, I have this horror story I was writing for a while. It's starting to turn into a Frankenstein's monster of a story, and I don't know what to do with it, but I have this new idea, this new shiny idea. It's a fantasy story called The Adventures and Shenanigans of Basti and Falco, and I'm really excited about it, but I'm not really sure, if it's good enough for me to present in the class. And then my professor, this is the same guy that emailed me back and gave me the feedback. He's such a cool professor. But he said to me, go with the project that you're excited about now. You don't have to worry about impressing us. And so that's what I did. And I wrote it, and I had so much fun. And writing there are 4 MCs, but the 2 main characters, Sandy and Prince Sebastian, writing their bromance, their bickering, writing them was so much fun, like their dialogue, how do I explain? Later on in the novel, when they have a bit of a falling out, that broke my heart to write, but then when they make up, I loved writing that friendship. The next question is, what is your favorite thing? What is your favorite part of writing? Plotting and world building. The next one is, what is your strongest? It's number 7. What is your strongest skill as a writer? With me, I think it is character. I feel very strongly about writing a character. How they interact with each other, how I describe them, knowing things about them that don't make it to the story. After that is imagery. But I was thinking, is it imagery or is it character? And I think my strongest point is character. And even judging from things that people have said about my writing, like Bastian and Sandy, they loved those 2 together. In fairy tales and space dreams, especially in Rapunzel and Omega Star Genesis. The characters in those people really like, and I think that is something I do well, and when I don't do it well, I'm very sensitive to it. So this past Nano, I was working on an epic fantasy, but I couldn't connect with the characters, so I put that on the back burner indefinitely. I forgot there was an added challenge for saying no buts and no negativity. And I do that naturally, I think. Have I done that? If I have, for the rest of the tag, I will try not to say any buts, and I will try not to say any negativity. Like, I'm good at this, but I'm bad at this. Next is, tell us something you're proud of. And I'm really proud of the fact that, yes, Basti and Falco flopped, and I didn't give it all the things that it deserved, like proper cover design, proper editing, proper marketing, things like that. It deserved so much better. So with this current one, Fairy Tales and Space Dreams, I've learned a lot. I've learned from my past mistakes. Do I still have a lot left to learn? Yeah, but I'm proud that I actually have an author platform now. I've made quite a lot of progress in writing, in learning how to market, and learning how to network. I'm actually using Twitter this time. So yeah, I'm really proud of how far I have come, and I'm looking forward to where I will be for my 3rd book. Number 9 is give yourself a pep talk. And this one could not have better timing. because I was in a really, really low place yesterday. So I'm gonna try to pep myself up, pick myself up. And I did not write out a script for this, so here we go. All right, me to me. Girl, look at your Goodreads reviews. Check them out. Like, reread them when you feel like your writing is not good enough. You have high standards for yourself, and that's fine. But you gotta give yourself room to look back at your accomplishments. There's room to grow, but you've already come so far. And what you are doing, like these stories that you are writing, they need to be told. And there were so many times when you thought about giving up on Bastian Falco, you thought about giving up on Fairy Tales and Space Dreams, and you thought about giving up on YouTube, and yet here we are. You've made awesome friends, you've helped people, and there are people out there who genuinely enjoy your writing. And also, remember why you started this platform in the first place. Remember being that little black girl who wanted to see herself in more fantasy. And remember, like, feeling like you didn't belong in fantasy. And remember, being told that people who look like you don't belong in fantasy. But you are overcoming that. You have overcome it, to be honest. And you can help other little black girls overcome that. Black women even. Like, we still struggle to see ourselves in fantasy and science fiction, be it in books, in movies, in video games. And there are people out there who are saying they outright refuse to include us, but gotta rise above it. You have to add your voice to the conversation. Your writing is needed. Your worlds are needed. Your characters are needed. And if you don't write them down, you'll be letting yourself down, to be honest. And I'm bad at this. I'm bad at this. You can do it. You've done it so many times before. You've finished short stories. You've finished novel-length pieces. You can do it. It's okay to cry. But you need to get your shit together and write the thing. Write it. Just do it. It's not easy, but it's what you're good at. It is your passion. It's what you do. Damn it, you're a writer. Start writing. Okay. And number 10, the last number, is to tag people. And I tag everyone. Tag, you're it. All right, so that's the end of the video. Shout out to LCT-Comics and Casian Holly. The video that I'm filming directly after this one, I will be announcing the giveaway winners. So look for that. Okay, well, I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much to TehBuggy for creating this tag and for tagging me in it. It was really fun to do. And I'll see you guys in the next video, in which I'll be wearing the exact same thing because I'm going to film it right after this one. Bye.